Yo, what is cracking, lads? You've joined me on the way to the tyre shop because we had a puncture last night and we're going to have to replace the tyre, which is a bit of a ball ache, but these things happen, right? So yeah, we're going to the tyre shop. It's actually quite a fair distance from my house, but yeah, Quick Fit is just a rip-off, and these guys do a really good job and yeah, really professional. So we're going to head down there now, get a new tyre, and then head home and crack on with the video. And also, before we cue the cinematic driving shots, we're actually going to be doing a Q&A in one of the next couple of videos. So yeah, shoot your questions down in the comment section down below, or DM me on Instagram, whatever you prefer to do. Oh, nothing interesting. So yeah, shoot any of your questions down below in the comment section, and I'll do my best to answer all of them in either tomorrow's video or the video after, when we do a Q&A. Right, so we've just arrived and we're going to go inside, get this tyre sorted and speak to the talking parrot. Hello, mate. Right, so we've got the new tyre sorted. I still have a bit of a dilemma because basically, like you guys know, after the Rocket Bunny arch install, I'm looking to get some really wide wheels. They're 15 by 10.5J, in fact, and I'm just trying to work out what sort of tyre size is going to fit on that without a ridiculous amount of stretch. The tyres which I want to run are 245 40 15s, but I think that's going to be quite a bit of stretch. I'm not too sure. I'm not too clued up on tyre sizes onto wheels. So if anyone does know, please let me know what tyre size would be best for that, if anyone works in the tyre shop or anything like that. But yeah, the guys at the shop didn't really know, to be honest, so that's a great start. If they don't know, then I'm definitely not going to know. But yeah, anyway, we're going to head back now and we're going to crack on with the video. So I'll catch up with you boys when we get home. Right then, so we've just got home. So what we're going to be doing in today's video is we're going to be going over the MX5 and basically giving you guys a build update on everything which is done on the car so far, because there's going to be quite a lot going on over the winter, and I thought I'll give you guys a build update since I haven't done it in a while. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll start with the outside, then do the inside, and then finish off with the engine bay. Right, so if we start at the front of the car, we have got some turn signal intakes. They're from Moss Europe, really awesome, really cheap, great product. We've got a Sparco toe strap, which I'm thinking of changing for a different one at some point, just because I've had this on for ages, fancy something slightly different. We've got a custom Rising Sun badge made by Mx5. This is one of one, and I think it looks so awesome, and it also matches my steering wheel horn button, so that is epic, and I'm really stoked with that. That looks wicked. We did have a GV lip, but as you can see, only like half of it's remaining, so yeah, that needs to be taken off. I don't know why it's still on the car. We're going to be building a custom lip for the front. So yeah, coming around to the side, as you can see, the Rocket Bunny arches have been taken off, but for the time being, because they need a little bit of work, but you can see all of the riv nuts where they will be held in place. We've got some side steps, which are filthy at the moment, but yeah, really happy with how these look. Did actually have some fiberglass Bomex style side skirts, but I didn't think they matched with these arches, so they're going to be sold at the moment. So yeah, if you want to buy them, let me know in the comment section down below. That would be wicked. We've got some gloss black wing mirrors, which I painted myself. Really stoked with how they've turned out and how they've lasted. So yeah, they look really good. That was probably one of the first things I painted, which actually looked good. And finally on the side, in terms of all these stickers, they do need to come off. I don't know why they're still on either. But yeah, they were from the Forever Rally, which was an absolutely epic rally. So shout out to those guys. We're going on it again next year because it was definitely worth the money. We also have my windshield banner, which is made by Mx5. Really rate that. So that's awesome. Oh, we've got our little mod list on there. Might remove that at some point, but I really like the kind of tapered design which I made with it, trying to get them all to fit like that. Really like how that looks. And yeah, I guess finally on the side, we've got BBS wheels on the front, and we've got the Jiff spares on the back. And obviously underneath there, we've got some Tyre street basis coilovers, which actually perform really well for the price. Coming around to the rear end, we've got the massively controversial big gay wing. Now this is full carbon fibre, so it weighs absolutely nothing. And yeah, it's made by Japspeed, so this is the wing they use on their drift cars, and it fits loads of different cars. So yeah, really like this. Either love it or you hate it. Most people hate it, probably about 90%, but I absolutely love it. In terms of the exhaust system, we've got a D-cap pipe, and then we've got a dual exit catback exhaust system made by Cobalt. Really like how this looks, and with that bumper cut, it makes it look so much more aggressive. So yeah, that's really cool. I really like that. We have these tinted rear lights, but these are getting changed in one of the next few videos. I'm going to be going for stock lights, but we're going to be doing some modification to them as well to make them look even better than standard. So that's coming very soon. And yeah, I guess that's about it for the exterior of the car at the moment. But yeah, there's loads more coming. At the moment, I am working on the exterior before diving into the engine modifications. So that's most of it for the exterior. If we hop on inside, this is where loads of my focus has been over the last couple of weeks. But yeah, starting at the back and working around to the front in the interior, we've got a 5-race roll bar. That's really awesome, really like how that looks. We've got a quilted parcel shelf carpet and quilted rear bulkhead carpet. As you can see, it's a bit wet at the moment because I do have a leak in here somewhere, which is making it an absolute ball ache to keep dry. So this has to go in the garage very soon. Moving around more to the front, so the centre console, that's been painted in a gloss metallic black, which looks really awesome. You can't really see the metallic unless it's really sunny and you've got the sun reflecting off it, but yeah, really like how that looks. It just looks a lot nicer than the OEM finish. This is also quilted, so the lid for this little centre compartment or compartment on the centre console. We've also changed this, so this is an aftermarket piece. Usually there's an ashtray or a cup holder here, but this is basically a little change compartment and a slot which you can slot your phone in, which yeah, is really handy. And it's just a little cheap little piece which you can whack in there, which yeah, really pleased with how that is. More to the front, this is probably my favourite part of the interior, are these little toggle switches which run 2 fans, and the third at the moment does absolutely nothing, but that's going to be set up for the launch control and flat foot shifting, which the car's already running. But I do think it would be cool to not have it on all the time and have it on a little switch. And yeah, obviously with those, we've got the corresponding LED lights on the side, which basically tell you which is on and when, which yeah, really like that design, and I was really pleased with how that turned out. Also, in terms of other quilted parts, the door cards are quilted, the dashboard's quilted, and all these quilted parts I made myself, which saved me an absolute fortune buying the bits which are already made. So yeah, really like how they are. We've also got suede wrapped cushions, so we've got that one, this one, and this one. These are an absolute bastard to keep clean. Well, not necessarily to keep clean, to keep all the same colour, because as you can see, if you do them the other way, they basically change colour. So I am pretty much every day getting my little brush out, which I keep in the car just for this purpose. I'm brushing these to make them a uniform colour, which can be quite annoying to keep them all the same, but as you can see, once you do it, they are all that way. You can also do it the other way if you want it a more black finish. But yeah, I think that way looks a little bit better. It kind of looks purple on camera, but trust me, it's not. It's black. I guess in terms of the door cards, we've got Alpine Type G speakers down there. They're running on a crossover, and we've basically installed some aftermarket tweeters up here as well. Now, they don't come from factory up here, but that was a really simple installation. And obviously these two are running from a crossover, so all the high notes go to the tweeter, and all the mids and lows go to the woofers. And I guess finally, in terms of the interior, we've obviously got a shift knob. We've got the OMP Corsica steering wheel, and that's the custom Rising Sun horn button, which matches the one at the front. That's made by Mx5. We've got a D1 spec hub kit. Now, that was pretty cheap. Does the job perfectly. I do want a quick release for that, so we're going to need to do that at some point soon. But yeah, that's sort of that side. Obviously, we've got a couple of other painting bits as well, but I've already covered that. And finally, the most expensive part of this interior, by a stretch, are the gauges. So we've got the AEM AFR gauge and an AEM True Boost gauge. This one was like 160, this one was 250. So an absolute ball ache in terms of price. And then we do have some cheap gauges on here as well. So we've got the water temp, oil temp, and oil pressure. Now, these are just cheap ones for the time being until I can cough up the money and justify the money to spend like 100 odd quid on each one of those, so they match the AEM ones as well. But what I'm probably going to do is you can get some cups. I think they're from six speed, which basically angle these towards the driver, which I definitely need to do for those when I upgrade the gauges. But yeah, that's coming soon. But yeah, I really like how the gauge is on the dash. That's something quite different. Oh, and finally, before I forget, we've got these from the UNOS spec version of the MX5, so they're the ones that say Roadster, whereas mine said MX5 before, which, yeah, really like those. And we've also got some side bash bonds. These are made by DR Lane. These really help to strengthen the chassis, which is going to be a massive modification when we go even more power, as will the roll bar. And yeah, that's really it for the interior. We've also got a sticker up there that says, "Shut up, I fucking got this." So when you're doing some mad skids or when you're flooring it, that basically stops your passenger from shouting at you and getting really scared, because it says it up there. But yeah, in terms of the interior, that's pretty much where I want it for the time being. We do need to put the Sparko Sprint bucket seats in. I do know that's really going to help finish off this interior, and it's filthy at the moment, just need some new floor mats. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole shebang for the interior. So let's go around to the front now and show you guys under the bonnet. Right then, under the bonnet. So this is the part which is going to be going under a lot of work very, very soon, because partly I did it quite messy when I did it at first. So I just wanted to get it running, make sure everything worked before going ahead and neatening everything up nicely. But yeah, we're going for more power. We're going to be forging this engine, so be about 350 for next show season, and then we're going to be pushing some more boundaries the year after, going for a full transmission swap to enable us to run more power. But in terms of the engine build, that will be pretty bulletproof, up to like 500 brake. So yeah, that's coming very soon. So yeah, where do I start with this? We've got your classic Cranken or Black Cat manifold and downpipe. Now, you know, I've not had any problems with them so far at all. We may upgrade this for something else. The G2 one apparently has a lot better airflow, so when we're going for bigger power, that may be something which we need to upgrade, but we'll find out at the time anyway. We've got a TDI4 turbo from the Subaru or Mitsubishi. That's the companies which make the turbo. So yeah, we've got that there. We also have a heater delete, so this obviously normally goes through these two bits into them. We've got the heater under the dash, but that's all been deleted, and that's just basically been linked up to block that off. So yeah, we've got our heater delete. Coming round here, we've obviously got our boost pipes, all of that sort of thing. We've got Creation Motorsport silicone hoses. Now, you know, these will do the job nicely, not had any problems with them, so they're fine for our power level at the time being. We've got a K&N air filter. Now, before I get 101 comments, I know this is an awful place for an air filter. Obviously there's a ridiculous amount of heat soak, but for the time being, considering I'm pulling the engine soon and doing the whole rebuild, I thought I'd just leave it there. It doesn't really need to go anywhere else. That's a bit loose actually, so that needs to be tightened. But yeah, that will actually be relocated down somewhere down there at some point, or when it all goes back together. So yeah, don't worry about that, it does the job for the time being, and it was mapped like that, so yeah, that's not an issue. We've got our boost controller or boost solenoid, which basically allows us to basically tell the ECU how much boost it is running. So yeah, we've got that. We've got a Stony Racing radiator, and that's got a dual fan shroud. So one of these is basically on how the stock one would be on, and the other one is on a switch inside the car, which allows us to switch on when the temp goes too high, which I never really have to use. But yeah, for like more intense drifting and track layers, everything like that, that'll be really, really handy to have. Moving around to this side, so we've got Jackson Racing ignition wires, and then underneath there we've got upgraded NGK spark plugs. In terms of fuel injection, we've got RX8 yellow injectors, really good. They're 420 or 450 cc, I believe, but yeah, they're perfect for my power level. I guess moving on to this side now, we've relocated the oil filter up here. Reason being is we wanted to run an oil cooler as well, and it's an absolute bastard to change the oil filter down there. It's 10 times easier up here, so yeah, why not relocate it up here anyway? So yeah, we've got an AN10 line running from the block, which goes into here, goes through the oil filter and also feeds the turbo, which goes all the way around to the turbo. We've also then got a K&N upgraded oil filter. Had no issues with it. Really good bit of kit, about 15 quid, so can't go wrong with that. Then from this sort of sandwich plate, we've got another line, AN10 again, which goes all the way down to our oil cooler, which is up there somewhere. Now, I know that's not optimal, but we do have a fan on there on a switch, and also we're going to be running a cold air feed up there anyway, so we'll be able to pull in more air. But as of now, the oil cooler isn't needed. We have no issue with oil temps, so it's not a problem being like that as it is anyway. And yeah, finally, from the oil cooler, we've got another AN10 line, which goes all the way back into the block, completing the system. And yeah, that's really it in terms of here, apart from another couple of just like more nitty gritty sort of things. Like we've got an IAT sensor, which is an intake air temperature sensor, which is right here. And yeah, that basically helps us delete the mass air sensor, and that's optimal for a turbo setup on an MX-5. And yeah, that is about it for under the engine bay. So yeah, there you go lads, that's what's done on the MX-5 so far. Fairly comprehensive modification list, but it's going to get a lot more insane very, very soon, as you guys know. So yeah, I can't wait for that. I'm sure you guys are pretty excited to watch that happen and to watch me slam some even more powerful cars. But that's the modification list on my MX-5 so far, pretty much, apart from a couple of things which I've probably forgotten. So yeah, like I said, that's everything that's done so far. In terms of what's to come, I've already given away loads and loads. Obviously, we've got the Rocket Bunny kit, engine build, loads of other little bits and bobs, but you'll have to subscribe and keep up to date with the channel if you want to see what's coming on the MX-5. And trust me, it's going to be big and it's going to be mental. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to leave the video there. I think that's pretty good for today's video. It's getting dark outside. I was going to do a couple of bits, but the light is not being my friend at the moment, and we can't be working in the garage because it's filled with stuff which I need to sort out at the time being. But yeah guys, in tomorrow's episode of Vlogmas, we're going to be doing something quite different on the channel. We're going to be working on a different car, not my car, but a pal's car, which has never been on the channel before. So yeah, we're going to be doing some awesome modifications on that. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you boys in the next one.